I would simply say that judgment has to do with the ability to look at something and understand the situation or an outcome of something or decision that someone has made and have the ability to understand and form an opinion about that thing, right? And after forming an opinion, you can make a decision or reach, an agreement as to what you think should be done in that situation or what you deduce from that situation. Also, on the regular, whether you like it or not, we make judgments, we pass judgments. And usually it is actually sweet to pass judgment, especially if you're not the one, if you aren't the center of attraction or if your decisions are not the decisions under review, right? Yeah. So have you caught yourself making judgment? Whether it be on the clothes that people wear, or it be on decisions that people make, or the way they want to choose to live their lives, or the way people speak or say things, the way they choose to live their lives. And yeah, unless I go ahead to repeat myself over and over again. Well, the truth about judgment is that the more you judge people, especially on the negative, right? The more you begin to see bad things, or you see you're critical, highly critical of people, you realize that your eyes would constantly focus on the bad. Also, let me give you an instance. While I worked as an editor in a particular radio station, I just noticed that my eyes, I became eagle-eyed when it comes to mistakes or errors. There's no punctuation in a thing, and I take note. There's a grammatical error, I just take note. I began to constantly see the wrong rather than the positive. So the compliments became difficult. Also, a simple instance that we can easily relate to would be when we were growing up as children, we expected so much from our parents, right? You expected them to buy you things, you expected them to pay your school fees immediately, you expected them to do better than they are doing. And 20 something years down the line, or even 30, you are now married, you now have children, and how far? How far we paying the rent? How far we buying all those sweet things that you expected your parents to buy you way back? How far we treating your wife like you would always critique others who were married when you were a bachelor? And you kept saying, when I get married, what I will do for my wife. You realize that quite often we will always be, very hard and tough on other people than we are tough on ourselves. So, the crux of the matter this morning is, as you pass judgment, remember to be that tough on yourself. As you critique, remember to critique like you are critiquing yourself. If you were to be in that situation that that man is in, would you have had a different thought pattern? Would you have, been softer? Or would you have rather let go of the punishment you're about to mete out to the person? Usually, using the four-way test would go a long way in helping you make better judgment, all right, as it were. So, what exactly are you? What exactly are you concentrating on when you judge? What do you use? People may use conscience to judge, right? So if you were the one, what would you do, or how would you prefer to be treated? Others may want to use, the Holy Scriptures to judge, or the Holy Books, as it were. Some others may want to use the Constitution to judge, right? Others may want to use culture, tradition, the way you do, the way people do things in a specific area that you live in. But you, as a person, how would you prefer to judge a situation? And if you are judging that situation, who has made you judge in that regard? Are you in the right place to judge? We have even seen people who will be making the same mistake and would come out to speak and judge, and and I wonder what they do to their consciences. Do they numb it, or do they silence the voice of conscience? And while we speak, I would want to make mention of the rotary four-way test, right? And it is, when you're about to pass that judgment, are you passing the judgment based on the truth? Is your judgment fair? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? And will it be beneficial to all that is concerned in the mix? Yeah. So let's go easy as we go along with our plans for the Yuletide, as we go along with celebrations. What are your judgments like? You could be seeing someone who is aggressive, and you will be wondering or judging, that's what it is that we do. You may not be knowing what that person is going through. The person may be coming from a wounded part. The person may be going through some traumatic circumstances that you do not know. Okay? Judgment. Talk to me. Have you caught yourself judging before, and you later on regret why you judged the person in that manner? Have you? And how do you go about, making right a judgmental situation? Is there a possibility of doing that? Talk to me. 0700